Zylria back again with another video about the off-the-grid lot trait. Yay! So I have a couple of updates on what's going on with the off-the-grid lot trait. I wanted to have a discussion. I've seen a lot of chatter on Twitter, I guess, about, what is working, what isn't working, what should be working, what shouldn't be working. And I have constructed a document, which I will put down in the links below, just for you guys to look at, that does have a huge list of everything that is and isn't working, everything that I think needs to be working, everything that I think shouldn't be working, and concepts that are a little confusing that I'm hoping that the gurus will take into account, and that hopefully this document will get to the right people and some changes will be made in the near future. I think that it is incredibly important because this was a discussion that was made for a possible stuff pack, and then they decided to roll it out for free, that it is essential that they make some changes that ensure that it is functioning properly. It just really needs to work properly. I think that they put a lot of work and effort into this lot trait. However, a lot of things seem to have slipped through the cracks, probably mostly because they were focused on getting the new expansion out. So anyways, if you guys don't know who I am, my name is Zylria. This is the Puzzleverse. Welcome. And hopefully you'll hit that subscription button. We're going to switch over to the game, and I'm going to read some information from this document. Love you guys to pieces, and I'll see you inside. Okay, so we're on this lot, which you guys have looked at from my other off-the-grid lot video. And I just want to go over some concepts, okay? So some of this stuff is not going to be showcased in here. What I will first start with is the stuff that's labeled off the grid, okay? So we have 6 showers labeled off the grid. Under the sea clawfoot tub, the postmodern shower, the sheer will clawfoot tub, it's a trap, it's a tap. It's a shower tarp. Oh, I put trap because I read that wrong. Funny. The waterfall shower, and then this epic DIY shower, okay? Then we have 2 stoves, technically 3 because you can also use this version used. So that is the Odd Crow wood-burning stove, and then the Yum cooker. Both the new and the used version do work. So the used version obviously only comes with City Living, but this one is base game. The other 2 are base game. Okay, so then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sinks that are working. The Patrician, the crew cabinet, the clean machine, this galvanized sink, the industrial sink, and this all-purpose sink, okay? Then 4 toilets that are working, the Ambassador, the old-time antique toilet. This is the in-house, outhouse, and then the old-fashioned high-tank toilet tub. Good Lord. Okay, so all of those things are working. They're labeled off the grid. They're all in good shape, okay? So in my rant video, I talked about a lot of stuff that wasn't working, or that was working that shouldn't be. So I'm going to list that stuff out for you right now, okay? So the digital art tablets, which is the Digitalistic Sketchpad, working. Wabbit tablet, working. The kiddie pools, working. Now, the kiddie pool thing, I'm not horribly upset about. I enjoy the fact that it works because it makes sense for you to be able to, I don't know, get a bucket and fill this pool with water. Like, that makes perfect sense. If you have a shower, if you have a tub, if you have a shower, a sink, and a toilet, you should be able to fill this kiddie pool. What doesn't make sense to me is that it is a giant pool filled with water, and yet we can't fill a bathtub, and we can't refill our laundry tub. Doesn't make sense. So I'm not upset about the kiddie pool working. I'm upset about it ruining the concept. But yeah, so both of the kiddie pools work. The cool thing about the kiddie pool, though, is it does actually give your toddler's cleanliness, hygiene. It ups their hygiene. It doesn't work when you lay out in it if you're an adult sim, but it does for toddlers. It only gives one little arrow up, so it's super slow, and your sim has to sit there the whole time with the toddler, but that is kind of nice. I just don't understand where the water comes from. Okay, so the digital keyboard works, the slablet works, the dishwashers, what the flip, why do those work? All of the refrigerators work, okay? So I understand why this icebox one would work. Like, that makes perfect sense. I would maybe be okay with the one from Jungle Adventure working, both of those are okay, cool. But they all work. The thing that I don't enjoy about them all working is that they're all clearly electric. And then none of them are labeled off the grid. So it's very confusing. When you place down the stove, if you don't have a refrigerator, it says you don't have a functional refrigerator and you can't use it. So the functional off the grid thing needs to be added, whether they leave all the refrigerators working or not. Please don't, because that would really irritate me. And I would talk about it for the rest of our life. Okay, so the fireplaces all work, okay? I understand why the fireplaces work. They're fireplaces. Like, okay, cool, fireplaces. That's great. But some of them are clearly gas. And where the heck did the gas come from? Like, where did we get gas? Like these three? Hey, those are all wood-burning stoves. That's cool. This one, clearly gas. This one is maybe wood. This one is wood. Cool. This one, 100% gas. This one's great. This one, okay, cool. Oh, we're running out of money. This is what happens when you don't cheat in your Sims on a regular basis. Okay. Several of these are wood burning, so they need to just get consistent. This one, honestly, is probably not wood burning. It's probably gas and looks like it's wood burning. But if you look, they do turn on. Okay, so if any of you guys are testing these, please be careful, because they now add heat to the surrounding area. Oh, good. My Sim's on fire. They add heat to the surrounding area. And so I had one of my Sims testing this out, and I had all of these lighting up, and she actually died because she died of heat stroke because there was so much heat all around her, okay? So I don't mind that the wood-burning stoves work. That's not a big deal. But some of these are gas, and the gas is a little confusing because if we have gas, why do we not have bills? And where did the gas come from? And if I have gas, then how come I can't have a hot water heater? And if I have gas, then why don't I have a generator that gives me electricity for everything? But see, look, now he's overheating. Yeah, let's stop. Why don't you go over here before you die? Please go. Please run. Run! Oh gosh, don't die. Please go inside. Oh, good heavens. Oh, Lord. See? Be careful with the fireplace. Don't light too many. It will kill your Sim. They just recently added that. The fireplace didn't used to heat your room. It's a new thing that they added to the fireplace and the fans. So be careful. Okay, so the nano can, touchless trash can, that works. That's the electric trash can that gives you money for putting stuff in it. No, that shouldn't work. Then, even more troubling, the auto feeders for pets work. The electric cat boxes, the laser cat one, the self-cleaning cat box, and the Scoop-O-Matic all work. The Robo vacuum cleaner, that works too. What the flip-flop? Then all of the grills work, okay? So this is another concept issue. So obviously these three grills working, and probably not this one. So these three grills working, they're charcoal. You need a match. You light them. That's awesome. Thank you. Thank you. But these three are all gas. Where are we getting the gas? And why am I not paying for it? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't work as a concept. I don't like it. It really bothers me and it kills my immersion. I just don't like it. I hope that you will fix it. Okay, so now to the real weird things, okay? So I just want to point out, first of all, that the fact that if I do laundry with the laundry tub, you can use it. It does say it's functional off the grid. The problem is that even though it says it's functional off the grid, you can't change the water because you don't have plumbing. So your clothes are just dirty forever unless you spend a lot of money on like tablets that you put inside the water to keep the water clean, which, no. So I just don't understand it. Okay, so take that concept and put it in your mind, and then look at this next part. Hot tubs work. Fountains work. Pools work. Where the flip did I get all this water? Where did I get it? How did I put it there? Who came? Who brought this water to my house? And why can't they put water in my laundry tub? Like, please. Why? Okay, so then the cameras all work. Camera's working. That's not horrible. The problem is that how do I charge it? Like, yeah, a camera working the first time is cool, but how do I charge it? If I'm putting batteries in it, how come I don't have to buy batteries? Like, the concept just doesn't make sense. The large fish tanks, they all work. All the large fish tanks work. which wouldn't necessarily be a huge deal. I didn't have those out on the lot, so let's put them out right now so that you guys can see that I'm not making it up. I'm not crazy. I didn't make this up. They all work, all of them, okay? So the lights kind of go a little dim when you first place them down. But if you put fish in them, they all work. And they're all bubbling. Oh, I'm not pushing play. They're all bubbling. Sims, please! Oh, except for this one. I'm going to purchase a fish to put in that. Look at, my fish is just living in there. My fish just living in there. That goldfish is like, this is the happiest I've ever been in my life. But see, look, they all have, except for this one, doesn't have bubbles. That's weird. I don't understand that really, but that's cool. But yeah, look, so they all have bubbles. The lights don't work, which is great, but like, how you giving my fishes air? I don't get it. What's up with that? Okay, so then all of the string lights that came with the holiday pack, the free update with the holiday pack, they all work, okay? So, no, please no. Let's not make that work, okay? And then all of the holiday garland, some of this stuff came with seasons. Some of this is with the free update. I think all three of these, this one doesn't light up, and it's with the holiday pack. But all three of these are with seasons. And then this bowling light. Weirdly enough, the wall lights for Spa Day don't work, but that one does. I mean, it's like illuminated rather than a light. I mean, I don't really know. Maybe it's filled with glowworms. Like, I don't know. Maybe it does work and it makes sense. I don't know, somewhere. Okay, so then these are the items that don't work that should, okay? So the laundry tub obviously should be working better. At least one of the bathtubs should be fully functional, and especially this bathtub, the crafted one. So there's an oil lamp that came with the base game that isn't working, and, you know, I mean, it's a weird concept thing, but I don't know. It should be working. So now I think that a couple of the base game hanging lights are necessary to be working. I don't think that it's a good philosophy for the team to get into to make it possible for you to only have a hanging light that works off the grid if you have an expansion pack. That isn't a good, or if you have vampires. Like, that's not a good rule of thumb, okay? So this is the one that I think is the only one that really could work. I suppose that we could change one of these to maybe be candles, or make something like this torch lamp into a candle, or even this one, maybe? But at least one of these has got to be working, because otherwise there is not a hanging light that works off on base game. And this is a base game update, a base game trait, and it has to have a hanging light that works with base game. Absolutely has to. So that would be my suggestion on what needs to change there. And so then the other thing that's a little weird is that this sink works, and this toilet from Vampires works, and this shower from the Vampire Pack works, but the sink doesn't, when it looks like this one, except for nicer. So this one I feel like should be functioning, and it's not, and it makes my heart hurt, okay? So then there's another DIY sink that came with Laundry Day that should be working, this one. I don't know why this one doesn't work off the grid when this one does. It should be. And then I wish that there was a teapot that worked. I mean, I don't use it very often, but I think it would be cool. And then the other thing that I thought should be working is one of these options for a radio. So both of these could be like crank electricity, you know, I mean, I just think that one of them should work. But instead, the weird keyboard works. Like, why does this work and why can't I find it? Because I'm trying to while filming. Why does this work and neither of those work? Doesn't make sense. Okay, so then the last thing that I kind of want to talk to you guys about is that I think that there's some pretty serious concepts that are kind of missing in this pack. So or it's not a pack, but in this update. So if some electronics are going to work, so if they're going to leave things like the slablet working sometimes, and things like the digital art pad or whatever working, then there needs to be a way for all electronics to work and earbuds to work. There needs to be a way. Maybe you can only use them for 2 hours a day because you have to charge them or something. I don't know. But something has to be working. I think that that functional off the grid needs to be added to all the candles, and that they also need to add some way for you to filter. It's so difficult. Like I had to go through every single item in the entire game to figure out what works and what doesn't work because so many items were missed and there's no way to filter. I think that is almost essential. All toilets and sinks and shower options outside of Sulani give you a negative moodlet. That's not cool because living off the grid should be something that makes you happy. Like if I want to go and live off the grid and, like hang out with nature and stuff, I mean, that's what I want to be doing. So why isn't it making me happy? Instead, you're getting negative moodlets from a cold shower, from washing your hands when they're dirty, from using a sink to wash your dishes and they have slime on them. Like, okay, but it shouldn't make me feel bad to have those things. Like maybe every 5 times you're like, oh man, sure wish I had plumbing or something, But unless you live in Sulani where you can shower in the waterfall or you live somewhere where you can shower in the rain on the regular, you get tense every time you take a shower, which is very unfortunate, which I guess is why there's a pool. But where did the water come from? Please. All the radios are disabled, but they don't have the message that says that they don't work off the grid. So when you go to do this, it just gives you this uncomfortable option instead of like this sink where it says plumbing doesn't work off the grid. So that's what I mean by that statement. The radios need to have that added if they're going to not function off the grid. Okay. And then the other thing that doesn't make sense as a concept is this clearly right here says, if I could hover over it, it says that it's a wood-burning stove, okay? So it's a wood-burning cook stove, okay? But then when you go to cook on it, it only gives you the option to cook with gas. Like, that doesn't make sense. Please, Sims, please. Where did the gas come from? Why is it like that? Why is it a wood stove? Why does it cook with gas? And again, if we can cook with gas, why can't we do everything with gas? It doesn't make sense. I'm not saying that I want everything to work because I do not. I want to live off the grid more than anything. But I want it to make sense and I want it to work the way that it's supposed to work and it to be good, And so I think that one of the things that the Sims team could do that would be the absolute most effective for making this pack, or not pack, but making this lot trait phenomenal would be if they did something, they revamped the woodworking / handiness skill and gave some sort of option or added some sort of parts or something that you have to scrounge for that made it possible for you to make some things function off the grid while giving you positive moodlets. So maybe if you buy a base game shower, it's really crappy and you have horrible whatever, you get negative moodlets all the time. But then you can upgrade it, and once you upgrade it to like chop upgrade whatever, it will still function off the grid, but it'll no longer give you negative moodlets. How amazing would that be? At least it would give me a reason to actually upgrade things. I never upgrade my items in The Sims because, why? I don't understand. I'll just buy a better one. Like, upgrading doesn't make sense, but it would make sense if that was how it was going. And then I think that this is like a little bit drastic of a concept, this next part, because it would almost have to be added as a whole pack. But doing something that made it possible for you to make something or find something or get something that added, like create an item that could be bought or earned that would give electricity to some items, would give extra plumbing, something like solar planners or the rain catcher, something like that, where it would be maybe like a skill reward, maybe if you live off the grid successfully for so long, or you fulfill an aspiration, or, something where you could get something that would make it more enjoyable to live off the grid. I don't know. But like I said, this document will be linked down below. If you guys have any comments, additions, whatever, please leave them down below. I really appreciate all of your guys' help in helping me to playtest all of this stuff and get everything organized. I'm hoping that the gurus will take notice and that we will have some changes in the near future. And as always, I love you guys to pieces, and thanks for being an integral part of the Puzzleverse. Love ya. Catch you later. Bye-bye.